This presentation provides an overview of the Victorian Auditor-General's report, Police Management of Property and Exhibits. Property management is integral to policing and critical to successful prosecutions. This audit examined whether Victoria Police stores and secures property and exhibits effectively and efficiently. We focused on seized property, which are items that are collected, confiscated, or seized as part of a criminal investigation. Items can include drugs, firearms, and other weapons or DNA samples. Seized property makes up 75% of all property. An exhibit is any property that may be used in court as evidence. Property is stored at police stations across the state and in central storage locations. Property is the responsibility of the informant, who is the police officer investigating the crime. Property officers manage the property, and all property is oversighted by the officer in charge. Managing property is a critical part of successful prosecutions and maintaining community safety. Mismanaged property creates risks for Victoria Police, including adverse impacts on court outcomes or misuse of sensitive or private information. The objective of this audit was to determine how well Victoria Police stores property and minimises associated risks. We examined whether Victoria Police has a governance structure for property management that supports high performance, stores long-term and digital evidence securely, maintains evidentiary value, and reduces associated risks, such as occupational health and safety, or OHS risks. We also examined how Victoria Police collects property and how efficiently it disposes of property. Until recently, there was no single point of accountability for the property management function. This created several inefficiencies and weaknesses, such as no organisation-wide insight into property holdings, issues and trends, training and guidance that is not always consistent or available as needed, and practices for auditing property stores that vary. Required audits are also not being completed, and there are no consequences for non-completion. In addition, the property management IT system has many functionality issues. It does not adequately support operational police or produce accurate reporting on compliance due to data quality issues. The test of essentiality means that only items that have evidentiary value should be seized, and only when secondary evidence is not available. Secondary evidence is either a photograph or a copy of the real item. However, there is no way to know whether the test is effectively or consistently applied at the time of seizure. The test is also not periodically reapplied to exhibits already in storage to reduce unnecessary holdings. Victoria Police is also not making best use of secondary evidence, especially for low-risk property types such as licence plates. Therefore, Victoria Police cannot be certain it is keeping property holdings to a minimum based on evidentiary value. Policies and procedures do not set clear standards for the safe and secure storage of property to protect against contamination or degradation. We observed risks such as mould, high temperatures, and water leakages. Property related to unsolved serious crime must be retained for a minimum of 50 years. However, Victoria Police does not know how many items are subject to this rule. It is also difficult to forecast future storage needs, and there is a risk that items are not stored to preserve evidentiary value in the long term. We assessed the timeliness between when items were approved for disposal compared to the date when they were actually disposed of or returned to owner. We found that Victoria Police does not dispose of seized property in a timely or efficient way. The main cause of this is that time pressures and inefficient processes prevent informants from actively managing property. This inefficient disposal increases costs, storage requirements, and the time and resources necessary to manage and audit property. Recently, Victoria Police has made improvements to property management, including a successful pilot that destroyed 6 times more cannabis than the traditional approach and also reduced OHS risks. It also appointed a single organisational owner for property management. The new owner will need to continue work on many improvement projects and provide strategic leadership for property management. We made 8 recommendations to Victoria Police. Victoria Police accepted 7 recommendations in full and 1 recommendation in principle. For further information, please see the full report of this audit on our website, www.audit.vic.gov.au.